Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let us take the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, Shri Shri Gaurnitai, and Shri Shri Radha Govinda for beginning our studies of Bhagavad Gita. Today is unit 1, that is chapter 1 to 6. We have done with 8 lessons. Today is our 9th day or 9th lesson. Today's session is on 5.13 to 29. What we learned in the last class, we have studied about the overview of progression through the Bhagavad Gita from chapter 3 to 6. That is, in the second chapter, we have summary of Bhagavad Gita. And from third chapter up to 6, there is a yoga ladder, that is gradual progress towards Krishna consciousness. Then how the purification takes place by performing the Vedic yajnas, that is in the form of Karma Kanda, that is also explained. And what is Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya? Falgu means the giving up of all the activities, even if it is related to Krishna's service, then it is called Falgu Vairagya. And using the things, whatever available, if it is helpful in the service of Krishna, then it is called Yukta Vairagya. So Vairagya means renunciation. The real renunciation is the renunciation of our tendency to enjoy this material world, not the giving up of all the objects at all. So completely giving up is not recommended, but only we have to give up our tendency for material enjoyment. We should use it in the service of the Lord. So that is about Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya. So what is there in this chapter number 5? Karma Yoga, which is more than Karma Sannyasa. So Karma Sannyasa means giving up the activity completely. When a person comes to know that the suffering is because of the bondage to this material world, and this bondage is because of my activity. So I will give up the activity completely. This is called Karma Sannyasa. So no activity, no reaction. No reaction, no suffering. So this is one logic. But Krishna is giving something better than that. Karma Yoga. In Karma Yoga, a person need not give up the activity completely. This we have seen already. You cannot give up the activity completely, because being active is the nature of the soul. Nobody can sit idle in a place even for a moment. It is not possible. A person will act according to his mode of nature. So to dovetail our activity in Krishna consciousness is called Karma Yoga. Do the activity, but do it for the pleasure of the Lord. So then it becomes Karma Yoga. This Karma Yoga is far better than the Karma Sannyasa. Then it is, we continue to Nishkama Karma Yogi. When a person acts in Karma Yoga, then he will develop knowledge. So the result of acting in Krishna consciousness, or offering the result of our activity to Krishna, is the knowledge. A person will develop knowledge by acting for Krishna, for the pleasure of the Lord. What is this knowledge? We will realize the temporary nature of this material world, and we will also realize that our result of our activity, if we use it for sense gratification, it is also temporary. It is not a permanent pleasure giving activity. So this knowledge, when we get, when we understand this material world is not permanent, nobody can be here forever, so we will develop a kind of renunciation. So that is the result of jnana. A person who is in knowledge, he will be free from the attachment to this material world. That is the result of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Now, in today's chapter, in today's session, we will be studying about the relation between Ishvara, that is the Lord Krishna, Jiva, that is ourself, and Prakriti, the nature, how they are acting together. If any activity has to happen, these three people are involved. And what is the relation between them? And when an activity is occurred, or it is happened, whenever an activity happens, who is responsible for the result? This is the biggest question. So this question will be answered in today's session. Then vision of a jnani or Paramatmavadi, how a jnani or a person who is in knowledge sees this material world and all the activity. What is the difference in the vision of a jnani and a ordinary person? That is also studied today. And we'll also see the introduction to Dhyana Yoga, that is the chapter number 6, where we will study in brief what is the Ashtanga Yoga, what is its advantages, benefits, and difficulties of performing Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga will be studied. Finally, Krishna gives the peace formula, how to become peaceful. Whole world is trying to become peaceful. We are making so many associations of nations so that there will be no problems between the countries. There will be no war, but still war is going on. So what is the solution? Who can solve this problem of war? People are dying. You can see there are many wars are going on. Nations are fighting over another nation. People are fighting each other. They are not happy. How to make everyone happy? That is Krishna's formula we will study today. That is the last shloka of today's chapter, 29. Cause of suffering. The Lord neither hates nor likes anyone, though he appears to. This is the shloka number 15, 5.15. Please open the book if you have, chapter 5, text number 15. Nadatte kasyachit papam nachaiva sukritam vibhuhu Ajnanen avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. This is the text. So here Krishna says, nor does the Supreme Lord assumes anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. So the Lord is same for all. Either it may be a devotee or a non-devotee. He is giving the equal opportunity for everyone. Anybody can take to Krishna consciousness. Anybody can become Krishna conscious. So Krishna does not assume anyone's sinful activity or pious activity. He will not take it. It all belongs to us. However, the bewildered soul, because he is in ignorance, he will think that I am the doer, even though he is not the doer. And because he is thinking in that way, he is getting entangled. Now here is an activity. I request all of you to draw an image which shows who is responsible for the suffering of the living entity. Now, as we have studied about the yoga ladder, here we can understand when we act because of our desire. I have some desire to fulfill, so I will act. And because of that action, some result will come. And when I have the attachment to that result, it will bind me. And if I don't have the attachment, then it is not going to bind. Then who is the doer? Who is the real doer? Is it the soul alone is doing the activity? Or is it the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is doing the activity on behalf of us? Or is it the material nature who is doing the activity? You can read this shloka 414, 514 and 15. You can refer this and come to a conclusion. And you can draw a schematic diagram. That day we have done that activity. So similarly, you can draw it. So when you come back, you should be able to explain who is responsible for the suffering of the living entity. So this is very important question. If we understand who is responsible, then we can remove that cause of the suffering. So then there will be no more suffering for the soul. Anybody has any questions in this regard, in this activity? You can use the statements and analogies from the purport that Prabhupada has given. Anybody has any doubts? You can raise your hand. I request all the devotees to keep their video on. Sarita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I had actually missed that drawing which you were mentioning. What kind of drawing actually? Like,
Mataji, you are not there. Okay. This is just you have to draw some line drawing, some cartoons like, or some block diagrams. Just have to represent the whatever you want to explain. You represent it in a diagram.
Okay.
You can use block diagrams or small cartoons or line diagrams.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll give you 5 minutes time for this because you have to read it and you have to draw, and then you can present it for 5 minutes. So we'll make how many groups, Prabhuji? Muralidhar Prabhu. Please unmute yourself. There are 22 people.
Yeah, actually there are Karunamaya ji, one extra device. So actually present are 19.
Okay, okay. So Karunamaya Prabhu is included in our discussion.
Okay, then 20. And
Yeah.
there is a new entrant today.
Who is that?
Abhilash Devadiga, I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's part of temple, I think.
He has registered, but he has not come for a long time. After a long time, he has come.
Okay.
Okay, Abhilash Prabhu, welcome to the session. Hare Krishna.
Then we are 21.
Okay, yeah. So we'll make how many groups today? Maybe 4 in a group. 5 is enough, no?
5, yes.
Okay, we'll make 5 groups. So 5 minutes for everything: discussion or reading and drawing, and 2 minutes each for presentation. So I'm opening the breakout room. Hare Krishna. So those who like to present can raise their hand. Yes, Jayanti Mataji, Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, you can show your drawing to the screen, to the camera, and you can explain. You can unmute yourself. Oh, just a minute, sorry. I'm very sorry for not. Yeah, you're unmuted.
My group member Rakshita Mataji and Deepika Mataji will explain this. And as of now, see, a person is collecting all the fruits from the trees, but he is thinking that I am the cause I am the doer of that is I am planting the tree, and raining is also due to me only. So I am getting the fruits, and he is selling the fruits, and he is taking the money. And my group members, Rakshita Mataji and Deepika Mataji, will explain this.
Sure, Mataji. Yeah, Rakshita Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So in 3.27 it is said, Prakriti kriya manani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. So it is the material nature, that is the modes of the material nature that does everything. We are not the doer, but ahankara vimudhatma, bewildered souls think that we are the doer. Like what Mataji told, fruits are from the trees. All that we have to do is pluck it from the tree and then sell it and take the money. So it is the material nature that is giving us. And also in 4.14, Prabhupada mentions in the material creation, Lord is the supreme cause. Yes, Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam, but the immediate cause is the material nature by which the cosmic manifestation is visible. Like one practical example is when my soul is in a human body, I tend to desire what human beings desire, and I do activities what a human being does. But if my soul goes into a dog's body, definitely my desires will be according to what a dog desires, right? So it is the material body, because of the material body, that my desires develop accordingly. And so that is what I understand. And also in 15.14, it is mentioned all this is enacted by the modes of material nature. So it is the material nature that drives us, goodness, passion, and ignorance. That's why we have mixtures of qualities. Nobody is said to be completely good. Nobody is said to be completely ignorant. So because of the modes, if you are in Sattva Guna, you act and desire according to the Sattva personality. So it is the modes of material nature that actually does everything through us, and these modes are controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Deepti Mataji will continue. Hare.
Sure, Mataji. Deepti Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Right.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Prabhuji, we had Harini Mataji was there, and then Shri Priya Mataji and Prabhudosh Prabhuji we were a part of this team. And we have understood from this is that the Lord, who is sitting as the super soul, he is basically the sanctioner of our wills and the desires. So he is just approving it, but he is aloof from them. He is not associated with what kind of results. I mean, we have to face it we have to face it ourselves. He is not responsible for that. But since we are desiring it, he is just trying to sanction it. And not only that, the person, the living entity, as soon as he thinks himself, he is in the city of this body, which has been provided by the material nature. So this is the understanding, like this is the this body has been provided by the material nature, and we have all the senses which are given. Now, as soon as a living entity resides in this body, he thoughts himself to be the doer of every activity, and he wants to be the enjoyer of each and every single activity. Whereas, and how he does is he starts utilizing those senses, and according to the various modes of material nature he is in, what he does is, he based on the different material modes, as Mataji said, if he is in a Sattva Gun, the kind of desires he's going to get, the kind of how he is going to utilize his senses, it depends upon that. So accordingly, he is going to face the reactions, or we can say the desires. It depends upon him whether he wants to utilize those desires or he is misusing those desires. So this we have understood. Like for example, when it rains, rain is not responsible for the vegetation, but it has to rain so that the vegetation can grow. Similarly, we need the sanction of the Lord so that our activities can happen. I mean, we desire, but what happens is we are doing it because the material nature has come in association. That is the main primary thing, but it's us who start thinking as, okay, as soon as we start getting the bodily conception, since we have been associated with the body, we start thinking that, okay, I am the doer and I have to enjoy the desires of each and every single thing. And so we become responsible for all our activities. As and Prabhuji, I'm really sorry I was not able to maintain to draw any drawing, and I'm very bad in drawings. But we have the senses, which is the lowest form,
Yeah.
and with the help of the false ego and then the intelligence, the subtle level, as we go higher, the super soul is the prime. He is the prime cause of everything. But the soul is utilizing everything
Hmm.
to carry out his activities, all the senses, false ego, intelligence, and then the mind, and thinks himself to be the doer. Whereas he is not ideally the doer. He becomes the sufferer of the reactions as well, just because of this reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can show it to camera clearly, Mataji.
Oh,
How's
Prabhuji, I'm so sorry, it's not good. He thinks to be the so-called master. He's residing in a building, in a room,
Okay.
and he's thinking himself to be the person he's the enjoyer and everything. So, and this is the subtlest form higher, it's going higher. So this is something I tried,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
it's not good. Yeah,
Nice.
thank
Thank
you.
you,
And
ma'am.
then so he's sitting there, he's sitting beside him.
Yes.
He's just observing him he's witnessing the activities.
Yeah. So senses, the mind is more than the senses, intelligence is more than the mind, and the super soul is higher than all. Yeah.
Yes.
This is the like the hierarchy.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am. Thank you.
Hare
So next, Netravati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare.
Prabhuji, for the question, who is responsible for the suffering for the living entities, we were able
Yes.
to discuss on the purport of 5.14, where a person is, where a person feels like he is an enjoyer, he feels he is a Prabhu, is a master of city of the body. He gets into false ego and ignorance captures, so he jumps into the Bhavasagara. And Bhavasagara is
Question of birth and death.
yes, Prabhuji. And what happens in Bhavasagara when he tries to enjoy, he will be tossed around by the waves because of his karma pala, and he will be suffering. And there's a rescue team coming, that is Prabhupada's army chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra,
Wonderful.
and the best solution to all the problems is Krishna consciousness.
Excellent, Mataji. Very wonderful drawing you have done.
Our team was like Karunya Mai Prabhuji, Sureshwari Devitasi Mataji, and Radha Vallabhi Devitasi Mataji.
Okay. Yes, you want to say something? Who is the doer? Again, you want to explain something, or
Yes,
anyhow,
Prabhuji.
your drawing is explaining everything. It was nice.
Whoever gets into mode of ignorance in the material world is the reason for his problems. And the
So,
solution.
our ignorance, because of our ignorance, we are suffering.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Correct. Sureshwar Priya, Sri Hari Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, here I'll show you the picture first. I hope it is visible.
Yes, yes. Jiva is swimming in the.
Yes. According to 5.14, here the Jeev is floating in the ocean of desires. The Jeev desires, then this is an ocean of material mode of nature, which makes all the actions and activities to be happening, and the Paramatma is a silent observer. And we suffer because in these modes of material nature, because of our ignorance, and the only way out is the Krishna consciousness, which will pull us out and which will pull us out of this mess of this dukhalaya, and that is a saving grace. Hare Krishna. In the next picture, accordingly,
Super soul. Yeah.
yes. So here the action is clear that the transcendentalist who works with detachment has knowledge of relationship between the living entity, material nature, and super soul. That is Ishwar, Jeev, and Prakriti. Although the modes of nature or the super soul may appear to be the cause of all action and reaction, but they are not responsible. When living entity desires, it comes to his own mind to enjoy the modes of material nature and start believing that I am enjoying. I am the enjoyer, rather than believing that I am being enjoyed by the ultimate super soul. The modes, they carry out the necessary actions as per the desire of the Jeev, that is the Prakriti functions according to the Jeev to make it happen with the permission of the super soul. And ultimately, if we want to get out of this suffering, which is because of our own ignorance, which is there, so the only way out is to cut the strings of being a puppet in the hands of Prakriti, which itself is the puppet of Sri Krishna. The only way out is the scissor of Krishna consciousness or Harinam Sankirtan, or being associated in the devotional service of the Lord, that we'll be able to chop off these strings and release ourselves and go to the board of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Wonderful. Hari Bol. You have done very interactive diagram picture. It was very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so Sarita Mataji already spoke, no?
No, Prabhuji. There is one more Sarita Mataji also. You can unmute
Yeah,
her
yeah. This
also.
is Sarita Kapoor Mataji. Yes.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, Sarita Mataji was to speak actually from our group.
No, actually, I'll just show. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
you
also
can
very
show,
bad at.
but I would like to show the model of
You have
the
already written. Wow.
Okay, you're a doctor.
of the model, how the super soul is sitting here and how he is enjoying the flavor of what our desires are there. He's enjoying the flavor of the flower which we are desiring according to our modes of material nature. So this is where the inside the heart is sitting, and we don't know close to which muscle or which valve he is, or in the ventricle or in the auricle. We have no idea. But he's been sitting over there and he's been controlling all our material nature. And this is where the jiva is trying to actually, they are like waves of the motion, modes of material. They are like trying to engulf us as much as they can. They're trying to engulf us, and they're trying to pull us to be drowned into the material into the material existence. And it is only by Krishna consciousness that you can be saved. And here there is that the three gunas are the satogun, the rajogun, and the tamogun are trying to going to be controlled by our desires. And the more the desire according to our nature, and then it is being controlled by the material nature. And then again, Krishna consciousness can only help us to come out of this. But Sarita Mataji was to be there to speak. So Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
add a little.
Okay.
But she had noted the points, Prabhuji, from our group.
I didn't note much. I've just drawn few diagrams based on what we. Is it?
No, you have
Oh,
to remove this one background.
oh, how do I remove that? I've done it long back.
Go to video settings and remove virtual background. Above stop video, above small arrow is there. No, in that you go to video setting.
Yeah.
Then you go to background and effects. Then you give none.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Mother. Now you can.
Yeah. Not able to close that. Yes. Is it visible? Probably?
Yeah, you have to hold it close to the camera. Okay, soul is there at the center.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, you can explain. You're not audible.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah. Basically, the soul is not doer.
No, now you're not audible.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible now?
But when you turn your face that side, it's not audible.
Okay. Okay. If I show, okay, I'll try.
Yeah,
Hare
yeah. Now
Krishna.
you explain, Mataji. It's okay. Explain.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the soul is not non-doer. It's not doing anything actually. The only thing that soul does is desiring. Whatever the activities is happening is because of the three modes of nature: sattva, rajo, and tamoguna. So we are actually entangled. The conditioned soul, once it comes to this material nature, it is entangled by these three modes, and three modes is the basic reason for all the activities. And Krishna is aloof from it. Krishna is not visible here. Yeah. So Krishna is actually, if we surrender to the Lord, and then Krishna will rescue us from this Bhavasagar, whatever. But there's no much diagram. So Krishna, because he is above three modes, he is transcendental to all the three modes. So Krishna, I mean, if we surrender to Krishna, he can save us from these three modes. And by Krishna consciousness, we can also come to, the above 3 modes. So in this down below, this Sarita Kapoor Mataji mentioned, like how when desiring, like this is from chapter 2 we have just taken, like when contemplating on an object, how a person get attached to it, and from the attachment comes the lust, and from lust comes the bewilderment of memory, and from it anger. From lust, when it is not fulfilled, it becomes anger. From it comes delusion and bewilderment of memory and loss of intelligence, and person falls down. So basically where it happened was at the time of desire, contemplating on something. So the desire is one which we have control, the soul has to work on it. And the other one is like, also it was given in Prabhupada, like Prabhupada gives, like the Paramatma is there as he is there in all our heart. So just like how we can, if we pass by a rose garden, we can smell the fragrance. Similarly, Krishna is able to make out what we desire, and based on this he approves, and then material nature he instructs, and that's how we get our desires fulfilled. So here this is some rain and vegetation, where Prabhupada gives the analogy that the rain is not rain is responsible for vegetation, but if something wrong deeds comes up, we cannot blame rain for it. So that's what analogy, like for whatever our karmas, I think, I don't know if my understanding is right, Prabhuji. We cannot blame the Lord for it. Yes. And then one more, this is told by Abhilash Prabhuji. He said, he gave this input. Somebody else also explained, like the dead matter, it comes on the lowest, like our body. So higher to that is the senses, and higher to the senses is our mind, and higher to mind is intelligence, and higher to intelligence is the soul. I don't know if it is visible.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. You have drawn 3 diagrams, 3 or 4 diagrams. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Muralidhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Had summarized the thought that we had expressed.
Yes.
That Krishna consciousness keeps us free from the impact of modes of nature, and Krishna consciousness frees us from suffering. The mode of nature is the cause of suffering, and Krishna consciousness frees us from this impact. The Lord controls the mode and also permits our freedom from suffering once we work in Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
That's a summary I have made. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay. Sarita Mataji, Sarita Kapoor Mataji, you want to say something?
Yeah, Prabhuji, one sentence I wanted to add from the group, that actually it is that the desire which is troubling us most, and Krishna just sanctions it. So it's in practical life, it's better for us not to put the desire. We just leave it to Krishna. What you want to give, you give. So that practically I wanted to tell that this is a practical implication. What I can think is that we desire, maybe our desire is not congenial for us also. We think it is congenial to us, but it may not be congenial in the long run. So probably Krishna, we should understand from here is that we have to understand that we don't need to desire. Leave it to Krishna and let him sanction what he wants, not that to ask and then get it sanctioned. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Rakshita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think Deepa Rani Mataji wanted to say something. I accidentally told Deepti Mataji instead of Deepa Rani Mataji's name.
Okay.
So she
Mataji,
wanted
please.
to add.
You can unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, it is coincidentally this is how Mataji spoke, but whatever she has spoken, that is all what I thought of speaking.
Okay.
So there is nothing only, and to analogies also now it is being spoken by Mataji recently. So that is all in 5.15 what already been spoken.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So now, whom we should punish is the question. So if Krishna is not the doer, and 3 modes are sanctioning, and then whom to be punished? The activity has happened.
Jiva.
Yes.
Jiva.
The Your unknown self.
Yeah, Jiva is getting the punishment. Yes, this we can see practically. But how can we say that? How can we convince ourselves that I should be punished for which I am not having energy to perform? The soul is suspended in the body, as Sarita Kapoor Mataji asked. The heart and the soul is there in the heart, but where it is, which place exactly? It is a transcendental position. It is not like the flesh. It is there in some place. See, if we make the heart transplantation, then it doesn't mean that we get a new soul. The body doesn't get a new soul. Just like I'm sitting here in front of the camera. Now somebody will come and ask me, Prabhu, can I take this chair and I'll give you another chair? Okay, you can take. I'll just get up and they'll remove this chair and put it another. Then I will sit on the new chair. Similarly, the soul is not physically bound or physically attached to the heart. It is present in the body. Our body, inside our body, there are 5 kinds of air. It is called prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. So this air, when it is in balance, we will be in healthy condition. Otherwise, in Ayurveda, we can study when there is a up and down in the vayu, then we get lot of different kinds of diseases. So this 5 kinds of air, it is balanced in the position of heart. And the soul is not only the heart, it has spread its consciousness throughout the body. So the soul is present in the heart and its consciousness is present in the entire body. Just like if you have a light in the room, the light is present or the lamp is present in one place, but its light or the brightness is spread throughout the room. Similarly, the consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Now, this soul, since it is suspended in the 5 kinds of air, cannot directly touch this material body. Forget about moving it or forget about doing any activity. So I cannot lift my hand. I am not lifting this hand. This hand is being lifted by the material energy. Just like when you drive a vehicle, we are not moving the wheel of the vehicle. We don't have energy. If you come out of the vehicle, we cannot push the vehicle. It is so heavy. We cannot even lift one wheel of the vehicle. But a driver can drive the entire big truck. He can lift so much of weight using the crane. So from where the energy is coming, energy is there within the vehicle itself. There is an engine which produces energy. So what the driver is doing, he is only giving the direction. Now, if the driver commits an accident, who will be punished? Is it the vehicle or the driver? The driver doesn't have energy to move the vehicle. The energy for driving is not coming from the vehicle, coming from the person. The only job the driver is doing, the giving the direction, or the soul is able to desire. And once the soul desires, this desire will be taken by the super soul. The job of the super soul is Anumanta Upadrishta. He sanctions and he will oversee. He will sanction whatever desires we have and he will oversee what we do. Based on that, our next activity will be decided. So only if the super soul agrees for doing any activity, we can do that activity. And super soul is not doing it. It will direct the material energy. That is through the 3 modes. Now, if I am in the Sattva Guna or mode of goodness, my activity will be in the mode of goodness. If I am in the Rajoguna or mode of passion, my activity will be in the mode of passion. If I am in the Tamoguna, mode of ignorance, my activities will be in ignorance. If I am in Rajoguna, I may get anger very easily. But if I am in Sattva Guna, I will be more peaceful. So I don't have the freedom. The three modes are controlling me. So even the desire what I am having, it is also controlled by the three modes. But one freedom I have. What mode I have to develop? What kind of mode you want to develop, that is in your hand. What kind of lifestyle we take or we practice, based on that, we will come under different kinds of modes. And once we come under a particular kind of mode, then we will lose our freedom. So we have to put our energy in understanding or in developing a particular mode of nature. So Krishna consciousness, if we want to come to Krishna consciousness, first of all, we should come to minimum sattva guna or mode of goodness. Even though goodness is also a bondage, we should come to sattva guna. So because of this, our desires will be in sattva guna. And it will give more freedom or more liberation, or we will not be bound by the material nature as much as in ignorance. Now, why the jiva is punished even though he has no energy to do? Just like a person committed murder. Or say, for example, a murder has happened. We don't know who has committed the murder. And police is coming and asking a person, have you done the murder? If he says, yes, I only have done, then police will catch him and he will be put behind the bar. Why? Because his own statement. He is being punished because of his own statement. Whether he has committed or not, that is secondary. Similarly, when I am doing some activity, when some activity is being performed, I am thinking that I have done it. The result belongs to me. It is because of me it has happened. It is mine. It is me. That ignorance or the false ignorance or false ego. False ego means I'm thinking myself to be what I am not. So because of that false ego, I think that everything happens because of me. And because I'm thinking that I'm the doer, I'll be punished, even though you have not done it. It is like a theft has happened and you are an innocent person and you are telling, I have done that theft, and you will be punished for that. So what we should understand, I have not done it, but I don't know that I have not done it. I'm thinking that by saying I have done it, I'm getting some credit. By putting my credit for any activity, whether it may be good or bad, I'm thinking that I'll become happy. If people say that I have done it, I have done something, if they glorify me, it will give me pleasure. But actually it is bondage. If I strongly believe that I have done something, then that itself is the bondage. So to understand that I am not the doer, it is the material nature which does all the activity, and it is my desire which is causing that activity. Now, what is the solution? We should purify our desire. We cannot make it zero. It is not possible. Zero. Desire cannot be made zero. If you want to make your desire zero, that itself is a desire. If somebody says, I want to make my desire zero, I don't want to desire anything. So you are desiring to not to desire anything. So that itself is a desire. So desire cannot be made zero. So what we have to do? We should dovetail our desire into Krishna's service. A person is desiring to make a lot of money. Okay, you can earn, no problem. There is nothing wrong in earning in good means. But use it in the service of the Lord. Understand who is giving you this opportunity. Krishna has given us light. He has given us air. He is our life. So understanding Krishna's position in our life, if we dovetail our desire in service to Krishna, then it is a cause of our liberation, or it will help us to come out. of this bondage. And if we are thinking that I am the doer, then I will be in difficulty. So any questions in this regard till now here? Any questions? You can raise your hand. Who is the culprit? We are the innocent thieves or innocent culprit. So Jiva is very innocent. By nature, he is a part and parcel of the Lord. He has all the good qualities of the Lord. Qualitatively, it is same as God. Even the quantity is different. But because of this one tendency to say that it's me or false ego, we are here. But removing this false ego will take so many lifetimes to understand. Yes, Rakshita Mataji.
Prabhuji, my question might be stupid, but then what my question is, you just said because we are thinking that we are doing, that is the reason we are getting punished. But aren't we puppets in the material node's hands? Aren't material modes making us think that way? Do we have anything in our control?
You have the control to change your mode. You will be given all the opportunity. As soon as the Jiva thinks of coming out of this bondage or this cycle, he will get opportunity. Whenever a person is ready for receiving spiritual knowledge, Krishna will send him Guru. And Guru will take him back to Krishna. So this we can see practically. So which mode you want to come under, it is in your hand. But once you come under that mode, it's very difficult to change it. But Krishna consciousness is so powerful that in whatever mode you may be, it will take you to the Shuddha Sattva or beyond all the three modes. Practically, we can see when Prabhupada went to America in 1965, so many hippies were there. They had all bad qualities. They were taking LSD, drugs, alcohol, all kinds of bad habits they had. Government was spending money on them. Even in India also we have how to bring the people, de-addiction camps we can see. They have so many schemes for them, but they are not able to bring them out. Why? Because they are not giving anything higher. Param drishtva nivartate. A person, if he doesn't get something higher, he cannot give up the lower activities. But when they come to Krishna consciousness, they give up all these bad qualities. Even in ISKCON, in our temple also, there are so many people. They say, I used to consume alcohol before. I tried so many ways, it did not work. But after coming here, I gave up. I don't know how I gave up. It just went away. So that is in your hand. That freedom is there. And doing devotional service is possible in all states of life. A person may be however sinful he is, he can start Krishna consciousness from that state itself. You don't need any previous qualification. You can start. You may not come to the top standard in one moment. That is not possible, but you can start. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Sarita Mataji. Sarita Kapoor Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I know these are very, very childish question, which I put maybe I'm still on the learning stage, a very small stage, Prabhuji. I just want to know, Prabhuji, when Lord is the one sitting and he gives the sanction, then like small children, when the children are small, the parents don't allow them to do wrong. Okay, don't do, no, I'm very strict with you. I will not allow you. You may do many tantrums. I will not going to. Then why doesn't Lord help us in that? And let us, I know you told me before that there is an independence he has given us. So even if the child is grown up, we give independence to the child after age of 18 years. Okay, you can choose, but still we keep on telling them, no, this is still wrong because parents are parents after all. So he's a super parent. He's a super father. Now, in that case, why doesn't he stops from it doesn't give us a sanction. He should not give us a sanction only at that stage. Why he allows us to do wrong?
Yeah, your question is answered by Prabhupada in the next slide.
Okay.
You can read that, Mataji.
Just like a thief, he's praying to God, my dear Lord, give me some opportunity. I can steal that thing. Krishna, first of all, says, no, don't do it. But he insists. Then Krishna says, all right, do it. But as soon as you do it, you become entangled. Why you are doing against the will of Krishna? That is your entanglement. Krishna is giving you facility to steal others' property, but you become entangled. That is not Krishna's responsibility, your responsibility.
Yeah, next slide.
He can give you permission, but the enjoyment and suffering will have to be taken by you. You insist permission, I want to do this, and without permission, you cannot do it. Therefore, Krishna gives you permission. All right, you do it, but at your risk. Krishna does not want that you should do it, but you want to do it. Therefore, he gives permission. So he's treating us like an adult, no, not like a child.
No, Krishna wants us to become mature. Don't become a child. Don't remain child.
Okay.
See, one more thing we should understand. Krishna is the only person. If I go to a shop, I'll ask them, do you have something? Do you have some vegetables or anything I can ask? He says, no, I don't have this. Okay, I'll go to another shop and I'll get it. But Krishna is not like that. He is a unique person. If Krishna doesn't give, you will not get anywhere. If Krishna doesn't sanction, you will never get it. And if you never get it, you will never become mature. You will never understand. So Krishna has to give. It's Krishna only has to give. That's why Krishna is telling, it's me only giving, it's me only doing, it's me only facilitating everything, but think that I am not the doer. Because I am the only person who has to give, I am giving it. So I will not be bound by that.
Okay, Prabhuji, and one more question, that we are so much now conditioned from so many years, we are conditioned, and mostly we are in the mode of passion. See, we are not totally into mode of goodness. Most of us are running and mode of, it is very difficult to dovetail ourselves to the Shuddha Sattva now?
No, Mataji, when we are in Krishna consciousness, when we chant, when we are in the association of devotees, we can feel we will come out of these three modes, for at least for a moment. It is like when you are looking at the sun, you will be free from the ignorance. So Prabhupada says, keep looking at the sun, never turn away. So you will always be happy. So you should mold your life in such a way that you will always be in touch with Krishna consciousness. And as we come more and more close to Krishna, our freedom will increase. Just like a businessman, he does little profit, then that profit he will use as an investment, then he will make more profit, then again he will put that profit again into investment, he will make more and more profit. Similarly, when you come to Krishna consciousness, you will get profit. You will be profited by Krishna's, Krishna will help us. So that helping hand will increase. And that will become our more investment. I can chant more, I can read more, I can get more association, so that I can just keep on growing, provided we don't commit any offenses towards the devotees. Then it is just increasing. Exponentially, you can increase.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. You explained that last one very well. Very well. Thank you so much.
Correct. Sarita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just want to understand. So you were asking again and again, who is the culprit? So who is the culprit? Is it the false ego or the desire that soul does? Or who is the culprit?
Yeah, since we are in ignorance that I am not the doer, it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I will be punished. So my desire, since I'm keeping the desire or I'm still in the ignorance, I'll be punished. So the soul is the culprit.
Okay.
The person who is being punished is the culprit.
Okay.
That is directly we can understand. The material nature, Krishna is giving punishment to the soul. See, the very beginning is our inability to be with the devotees. In the spiritual world, Krishna is the enjoyer. Everyone is serving Krishna. Now, if I become the center, then there is clash. There can't be two enjoyer. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So Krishna tells you, okay, I will give you an opportunity to become enjoyer, but not here. I will create another place for you. That is material world. A child goes to the mother and asks her, mother, you sit here today, I will do the cooking. A 4 or 5 year year old child. Then what mother will do? No, how you can handle the fire? It is not possible. You cannot even lift the vessel. Then child says, no, I want to do that. Today I will be cooking. Then you bring some toys from the market, them small toys, and the child will play with it. There is no fire, there is no food. And when the cooking is over, nothing will come out. And when child is hungry, it has to come to you only. Similarly, we do so many activities. We have made so many skyscrapers and so much of industries and economic development, so many things we made. But when we are hungry, we are depending on our Mother Earth. We cannot eat these nuts and bolts. It's all because our tendency to lord over the material nature. That is the root cause of all our problems.
Okay. In a way, the soul is only the responsible. Right?
Yes, Mataji.
So in a way, the soul is the responsible. Soul.
Yes, we are only responsible.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Muralidharan Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
It's time for a break, and 4 people have not yet responded. Karunamaya ji, Abhilash ji, Rachita Mataji, and I think Deepthi or Deepa. I don't know who's Deepu. The email. One of them has 4 have not yet signed the attendance.
Yeah, please, devotees, please give the attendance in the link. So, who will do the kirtan today? Netravati Mataji.
1 second. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody come?
Deepa Rani Mataji Prabhuji.
Okay. So 5 minutes kirtan, 5 minutes break. We'll come back at it is 1:10 now here, IST. 1:20 we'll be back. Okay. Yes, Deepa Rani Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Am I audible, Netravati Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
We all know the Snana Yatra time is going on, so I have thought of attempting Jagannathastakam. Let us see this. Jagannathastakam punyam ya pathet prayata suchihi sarva papa visudhatma Vishnu lokam sagacchati Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me Kadachit Kalindi Tata Dipina Sangita Taralo Kadachit Kalindi Tata Dipina Sangita Taralo Mudabhiri Nari Badan Kamala Sada Madhupa Mudabhiri Nari Badan Kamala Sada Madhupa रमा शंभु ब्रह्मा मरत पति गणेशार्चित पदो रमा शंभु ब्रह्मा मरत पति गणेशार्चित पदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे भुजे सव्य वेणुं शिर शिशिकी पिञ्छं कटितटे भुजे सव्य वेणुं शिर शिशिकी पिञ्छं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सह चरकटक्षं च विदधात् दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सह चरकटक्षं च विदधात् सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे महाबोध स्थिरे कन करुचिर नील शिखरे महाबोध स्थिरे कन करुचिर नील शिखरे वसन प्रासदान्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना वसन प्रासदान्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुरसेवा सरदो सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुरसेवा सरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे कृपा पारवर सजल जलद श्रेणी रुचिते कृपा पारवर सजल जलद श्रेणी रुचिते रमावाणी राम स्फुर कमल पंकेरु मुख रमावाणी राम स्फुर दमल पंकेरु मुख सुरेन्द्र राराध्ये श्रुति गणशिख गीत चरितो सुरेन्द्र राराध्ये श्रुति गणशिख गीत चरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे रथारूढ गच्छन् पथि मिलित भूदेव पटले रथारूढ गच्छन् पथि मिलित भूदेव पटले स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रति पदमुपकर्ण सद्य स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रति पदमुपकर्ण सद्य दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे परब्रह्म पीडकुब लय दलफूल नयन परब्रह्म पीडकुब लय दलफूल नयन निवासी नीलाद्रो निहित चरणोनंत शिरसी निवासी नीलाद्रो निहित चरणोनंत शिरसी रसनंदी राधा सरस बपुर लिंग न सुखो रसनंदी राधा सरस बपुर लिंग न सुखो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे नवेयाचे राज्यं न च कनकं मणिक्यं विभवम् नवेयाचे राज्यं न च कनकं मणिक्यं विभवम् नाचे हम रम्यां सकल जनकाम्यं वरवधू नाचे हम रम्यां सकल जनकाम्यं वरवधू सदा काले काले प्रमाद पतिना गीत चरितो सदा काले काले प्रमाद पतिना गीत चरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे हरतुं संसारं द्रुत तरमसरं सुरपते हरतुं संसारं द्रुत तरमसरं सुरपते हरतुं पापानं विततिमपरम्यद्वैपते हरतुं पापानं विततिमपरम्यद्वैपते अहो दीननाथे निहित चरणो निश्चितमिदम् अहो दीननाथे निहित चरणो निश्चितमिदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
Thank you, Mataji. It was very melodious kirtan of Jagannath Krishna.
Taken much time. Sorry, Prabhu.
The break is gone.
Yeah, anybody wants break or shall we continue? It was a wonderful break also for us. Yeah, so we'll continue to the session. Okay, now the conclusion is to remove the false ego. Don't think that you are the doer. You are not the doer. The doer is someone else. Because you are thinking that you have done the activity, either good or bad, you are being born. See, the sinful activity is creating bondage. Definitely, it will take us to hell. Even the pious activity also can bond. If I done some pious activity of giving some charity to someone in this life, then I have to take that result back once again. For that, I have to come to this material world again. For that, I have to take birth again. So this pious activity will hold us within this birth and death cycle. So either pious activity or impious activity, both are bonding. That's why it is told Bhakti can destroy everything, either pious or non-pious or impious work. Karmani nirdahati kintucha bhakti bhajan. Either pious activity or impious activity, whatever comes in our way towards Krishna, it will be destroyed by bhakti. So we should not do a pious activity, we should do only the Krishna conscious activity. Now, how to understand this? If we take a person in the material world who is doing any activity on his own, the beginning step, it is the karma kanda. So a person thinks that I am earning my money, I am spending my energy. So whatever result comes, I will enjoy. So I am living my life. So what is the problem? But is it everything going on according to your wish? No, everything is not going according to my wish. So sometimes it will be good, sometimes it will be bad. So we can ask them, do you want to make everything good? Whatever you make, it will be good, always positive. Because you will not be at failure anywhere. Then he will get attracted. Yes, I want to make everything positive. So whatever business I do, I should be successful. Whatever endeavor I put, everything, everywhere, I should be successful. I should be famous. I should be healthy. I should get everything in this material world. Do you have any scheme like that? Yes, that is karma kanda. Understand how this material world is working. Understand how the demigods are working. Understand how to satisfy these demigods. So in the creation, in the beginning of creation, the Lord has created human beings and demigods. So human beings will satisfy the demigods through the yajna, and demigods will sanction the rain and air, everything, the grain, everything, so that both will prosper. So we help them, they help us. So if we are satisfying all the demigods, or if we are following all the rules and regulations given in the Shastra, in Vedas, you will be always successful. You will never be fail. You will not see the failure. Then the person gets attracted. Oh, this is very nice. Okay, I'll take to it. Okay, which yajna I should do? I want more money. Which yajna I should do? I want to get good health. Which you should worship sun god. Yes. Yeah, you worship every day morning. You should do Surya Namaskar. You will get very good health. You will not get any corona or any other disease. You will be always healthy. Okay, the person is gets very attractive. Okay, this is the opening point. He has come in touch with the Vedas. But later on we can say, see how many demigods you can worship. There are so many demigods. And if you make any small mistake, no, demigods will punish you like anything. They'll not see that, oh, he has done so much of favor for me. Okay, let me excuse him. No. Anything goes wrong, you only have to take the result. Then he has come to another position. Okay, then how to escape from this problem? If I make mistake, I'll be in trouble. But then you can say there is one more person. Even if you make mistake, he will not take any offense. Then who is that? That is our Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is our Father. He will not take any offense, even if the child makes any mistake. Okay, then how to satisfy him? If you satisfy him, then you don't have to go to any of these demigods. He will take care of everything. Okay, gradually the person will come to Krishna consciousness. Now he has turned his face towards Krishna. In the beginning, he has only taken the Vedas. Now he has come to spirituality. Earlier, only ritual was there. Now, when the spirit enters, it becomes spiritual. When we think about the Lord or satisfying the Lord. Now, how to satisfy the Lord? The good news is, it is much easier than what you did earlier. Earlier, you did so much of activity, so much of endeavor for satisfying the demigods. See, if a person comes to your house for doing some yajna for any demigod, and you don't have one small item, you don't have sesame seed, he will ask you to run back to the market. I just can't start the yajna without this. This is compulsory. He will tell something. You should go to that shop and you should get this. Even one item is missing. No, it is not possible. It is all mechanical because there is no person. We don't have personal dealing. Just like if I am starting this Zoom call, if my microphone is not working, the computer will not say, okay, no problem. If you don't have a microphone, no problem. You can start today. Because it's a mechanical machine. It cannot understand my problem. I have to solve my problem. Similarly, demigods don't have the capacity to understand our position or our difficulty. They are seeing their profit. Even the demigods don't understand our prayers. It is the Paramatma who is in our heart will tell that demigod, see, look, that demigod is listening. See, this person is glorifying you. You can give some benefit. So through Paramatma only the communication is happening. Now, the good news is, whatever endeavor you have done till now, much easier than that you can do here. The only thing what you have to do is just give a portion of your result to Krishna. So that is called as Bhakti, the Karma Yoga. Now gradually a person tries to glorify the Lord, or he will try to serve the Lord through the result of his activity. Then the Lord is also reciprocating. The Lord's love is not one way. As soon as we start glorifying the Lord or serving the Lord, he will give something to us. What he gives? He gives the knowledge. So Karma Yoga turns into Jnana Yoga. What kind of knowledge? Krishna gives us knowledge to understand the temporary nature of this material world. Krishna will say, this world is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Don't think that this is ultimate. There is one more place. Yadgatva na nivartante. Natad bhasayate suryo. Na shashanko na pavakaha. Yadgatva na nivartante. Tadhama paramamama. So Krishna is inviting us. You can come to my house. You can be here always. Don't be in this material world. So Krishna's invitation has come now. So you have come to the Jnana Yoga. When we develop Jnana, what happens? We will understand the temporary nature. How difficult we are, how difficult the position we are. What is the problem? What is the root cause of our problem? Everything we'll understand. But only Jnana will not help. We have to act on it. If I say, I have fever, I have some health problem. Yes, I know it. So what? If I sit quiet, then my disease will not go away. Just by knowing that my body has some disease will not cure the disease. I have to act upon it. Similarly, when we get the knowledge, we should act on it. How to come out of that? Then we can gradually come to the Dhyana Yoga. That is in the next chapter. So when we come to Dhyana Yoga, what is Dhyana Yoga? Contemplating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Always remember Krishna. Yoga means to connect ourselves to the Lord. And who is the highest yogi? Yogi namapi sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam samyukta tamovataha. The person who is always thinking of the Lord, he is the highest yogi. So we should become that highest yogi. That is through dhyana. Now, how to perform dhyana? I will always think of Krishna. Is it possible? 24 hours. How practical it is. It is possible, but it is not in proper direction. When we watch a movie for 3 hours, our full dhyana is there. Full contemplation. We will never see here and there. We even don't even drink a drop of water sometimes. Full concentration is there because our senses are engaged there. And even after 10 years, if I ask you what was the story of that movie, you will be able to tell. Why? Because so much of contemplation was there. Now, if we sit for chanting for 2 hours, how much concentration do we have? It is because our senses are not completely involved. When I start chanting, I see my beat back. Okay, I chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then mind gradually turns away. It goes wandering, wanders in the room. Then it goes out, wanders in the office. Then goes to house and goes to friends and goes to so many places. Then finally, when 108 bead is I am touching. Oh, I am chanting actually. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, one round is over. Okay, we'll take the Sakshi Mala, one more. One round is over. Okay. This is our chanting. So how to do the dhyana? For doing dhyana also, there is a procedure. We can't sit in one position properly. Our feet starts aching and our back we cannot keep straight. So for this, there is a mechanical way to prepare our body, mind for dhyana. That is called as Ashtanga Yoga or Shat Chakra Yoga, which is given by Patanjali Yoga system. Now, through this system, we can sit in a place in one posture. Yogis will sit there for so many years. See, dhyana is the process which will take so many years to get perfection. So it will not get finished in 100 years. So how to live for such a long time? My lifetime is only 60 years or maximum 100 years. So yogis could prolong their lifetime. Our life is measured in terms of breath. How many breaths you take, that much your life is. When you are taking birth, our number of breathing is already fixed. So if you slow down your breathing process, you can prolong your life. So yogis will calm down to such an extent that they will take long breath and they will extend their lifetime. And they will practice this. So there are 8 anga, ashta anga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. But what is the final goal of this? Samadhi. What is samadhi? Think of Krishna. Now, who is thinking of Krishna already? He does not need this process. This process is needed only for those who are struggling to think of Krishna. So if we go to a devotee of Vrindavana, if you go to Mother Yashoda, and you should tell her, you should always think of Krishna. And you can perform Ashtanga Yoga for this. So she will laugh at us. What you are thinking, why should I do this Ashtanga Yoga? It is not necessary. Because mother is always naturally thinking of Krishna. So a person, when he has a personal connection with the Lord, there is no need of doing this mechanical activity. Mechanically, we don't have to think of the Lord. We can have personal connection to the Lord. Now, Prabhupada has given this Krishna consciousness movement, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this Krishna consciousness movement, where we can personally connect to the Lord. We don't have to do this mechanically. So what happens here, in the Ashtanga Yoga, I am trying to see the God. I am trying to see the Lord, just like I want to see the Prime Minister of India. How much procedure I have to undergo? How many months or how many years I have to wait for it? It is practically impossible. And even if I get, I may able to speak for a few minutes. But if you reverse the case, the Prime Minister wants to see me. How easy it will be. So we take the shortcut. We pray to Radharani. Because Krishna, Radharani is the beloved devotee of Krishna. So we take the shelter of Radharani and we are chanting, "Oh Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's service. Please engage me in Krishna's service." This is the only thing what we chant always, every day morning. Please Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's service. So many times we have told, but we don't know how many times we have told from heart. Mechanically we might have told. So when we are chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, Radharani will give us opportunity for serving Krishna. So Seva and this mantra or this Japa are directly connected. If you are not getting concentration in the chanting, we should do service to the Lord. And when we are doing service, we get taste in chanting. And when we chant more and more, we'll get more and more service. More and more chanting, more and more service. More service, more chanting, more chanting, more service. It becomes cause and effect. Chanting is the cause, serving is the effect. If you chant nicely, you can serve nicely. Similarly, the service can be the cause and chanting can be the effect. If you serve nicely, your chanting gets improved. So they are both are helping each other. They are both, it is like one is the cause, other one is the effect, and the reverse is also true. So Ashtanga Yoga, what we are doing or what is recommended, it is only for those who are going by this mechanical process. But if we are going by this Prema Puvanto Mahan, when we are getting Krishna Prema, this mechanical activity is not necessary. So this will be studying in the next coming session. So what Prabhupada says here about the yoga ladder. Would anybody likes to read this? Radha Vallavi Mataji.
Yoga ladder. It may be compared to a ladder for attaining the topmost spiritual realization. This ladder begins from the lowest material condition of the living entity and rises up to the perfect self-realization in pure spiritual life. According to various elevations, different parts of the ladder are known by different names. But all in all, the complete ladder is called yoga. 6.2 per part.
Thank you, Mataji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Yeah, Sureshwar Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Gradual process. Yes, the gradual process of yoga system. Karma yoga to Jnana yoga. Karma yoga means fruitive activities, pious activities or prescribed activities. Then by performing karma yoga, one comes to the platform of Jnana yoga, knowledge. And from knowledge to this Ashtanga yoga, that is Dhyana yoga. Then from Ashtanga yoga, concentrating the mind on Vishnu, come to the point of Bhakti yoga. Bhagavad Gita 6.46-47, Los Angeles, February 21, 1969. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So this is the yoga ladder. So we will be seeing all these things again. Karma Kanda started from 2nd chapter, and in the that is when Krishna is telling Arjuna, if you fight and if you win, you will get the kingdom. If you die, you will get the heaven. That is the beginning of Karma Kanda explanation. Then it turns into Karma Yoga in chapter 3, Then Karma Yoga turns into Jnana Yoga, chapter 4 and 5. Then Jnana Yoga to Dhyana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. Finally, Krishna says, Yogi Namapi Sarvesha Madgatena Antaratmana. One who always think of me, he is the greatest yogi. It is not the person who can walk on the water or fly in the air is the greatest yogi. It is the one who always thinks of Krishna, he is the greatest yogi. Yeah, anybody else want to read? Shri Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga. Activities performed in full knowledge strengthens one's advancement in real knowledge. 5.2 purport. When Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called Jnana Yoga. 6.47 purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you. Deepti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. A process of Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means to keep in touch with the Supreme by speculation of higher knowledge and discriminating what is spirit and what is matter. Bhagavad Gita 2.48-49, New York, April 1, 1966. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So Jnana Yoga, independently, it is like coming by speculation. You should do neti. Not this, not this, not this. This is not giving me happiness. You can examine everything in material world. Is this good? No, this is not good. Is this okay? This is no, not this, not this. Like that, you have to go on speculating and understand what is the difference between spirit and matter. Then a person gradually comes to the perfection. So that is the jnana process, which is very difficult if it is not guided by a devotee. Rakshita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. When the linking process is predominantly empirical, it is called Jnana Yoga. Empirical based on observation. Hare Krishna.
Just a minute. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So when the linking process is predominantly empirical, it's called as Jnana Yoga, that is based on the observation. So you have to observe things and develop the knowledge and understand the difference between spirit and matter. So what is the difference? What is that discriminating power? Sarita Kapoor Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Process of Jnana Yoga. Ye hi samsprasa ja bhoga dukha samsparsha ja bhoga dukha yonaya evate ade antavantaha kaunteya na tesu ramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Bhagavad Gita 5.22. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, what is the conclusion of a jnani? Jnani observes the material world and he sees everyone and understands that whoever enjoys this material energy or material nature, he is not happy. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate. It will give you birth after birth. The dukkha yona, the problems will be increasing. So it is adi anta. It has a beginning and end. It is not unlimited. So nateshu ramate buddha, intelligent person who has the knowledge, he will not engage himself within this. Now this knowledge will lead to dhyana. Deepa Rani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Jnana Yoga to Dhyana Yoga. When Jnana Yoga increases in meditation on the super soul by different physical processes and the mind is on him, it is called Ashtanga Yoga.
Yes, this
0.47 per
yeah, this Ashtanga Yoga, here you can see as yogi, he is meditating on the Paramatma. Dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yom yogino. The yogis can see the Lord in their heart. Now we can see the yoga ladder here. So this is Karma Kanda in the beginning, then it leads to Karma Yoga, then comes to Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga is in the Brahman platform. And when we come to Dhyana Yoga, we are in the Paramatma platform. And Bhakti Yoga leads to the Bhagavan, the understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Bhakti Yoga. Jayanti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The yoga systems. Factually, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal. But to analyze Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand these other yogas. This is in 6.47 purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So if we introduce this Bhakti Yoga to the people, they may not accept it immediately. Then we have to bring them under so many kinds of yogas. That is, you should do Ashtanga Yoga, you should do Pranayama, Pratyahara, you should do so many things. Then, okay, then they will do. After that, if we say, see, easiest process is Bhakti Yoga. Okay, then they will take. It's just like if a medicine, if you take this medicine, your disease will be cured. But the person is telling, no, my disease is very big. If you give small medicine, it may not work. Okay, then you take this big procedure of medicine. But the process is finally you should come to this conclusion only. So that is the understanding. So Bhakti Yoga is very easy. Even a 1-year child also can perform it, or 99 or 100-year-old person also can perform that. But we don't understand its importance. Bhakti Yoga is the greatest. Bhakti Yoga can give us the love of God. But since people think that escaping this material world will take a lot of trouble, I have to take, then okay, you go to Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga, then finally you may come to Dhyana Yoga if you are fortunate. So, but if an intelligent person, he will directly take to Krishna consciousness. Yeah, any new person, those who are there, idly in the meeting, those who are not raised their hand till now, please raise your hand. Giridhar Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The conditioned souls within the clutches of the illusory energy are all anxious to attain peace in the material world, but they do not know the formula for peace, which is explained in this part of the Bhagavad Gita 5.29 purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna is giving the peace formula here, the last sloka of this chapter. Harini Mataji.
Bhaktaram yajnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram Shridram sarva bhutanam gyatpamam shantim rochati. Bhagavad Gita 5.29.
Yeah, read this.
What kind
of friend Krishna says? I am Suritram sarva bhutanam. Surat. He wants to know how you shall be happy. Mitra, social. Friendship, bandhu, official friendship. But sutra means one who actually desires good of his friend.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So here there are so many kinds of suhrid, but Krishna is the dearest person. He really wants to do good for us. So he is the suhrida. So what we should understand, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Krishna is the enjoyer of all the yajna and tapas. The sacrifice and the austerity what we perform, Krishna is the enjoyer, supreme enjoyer. Even though the demigods are also satisfied through this yajna and tapas, but finally it goes to Krishna. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is the president of the entire creation. Either it may be spiritual or material. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is our real friend. Jnatva Mam Shanti Mritchat. Understanding Krishna will give us peace. The peace. So if we want to really become peaceful, we should understand Krishna. So that is the missing link where we are not able to get peace, become peaceful in this material world. So what kind of Krishna he is? Dhanvantari Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Formula for peace. Sincere friend, which you described in English. So Krishna in Suhat is always expecting my good, how I shall be good. Therefore he conversing me. Please you surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 2.20. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So Krishna is asking us to surrender. It is for our own benefit. Because it is just like the parents, the mother will sometimes beg the child, please eat this food. It is good for you. There is nothing to gain for the mother. But Krishna knows that, please do this. It is good for you. So he is the Suhrit. He is asking us for our own benefit. We should understand. Krishna is Atma Rama. He is not missing anything. But because we are in trouble, Krishna is suffering. Krishna has no suffering. But just like when the child is diseased, the mother feels more pain than the child. Similarly, Krishna, even though he is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is sad because we are in this condition. We are not in the association of the devotees. We are not remembering Krishna. We are in the clutches of these three modes of material nature, and we are getting into trouble. So Krishna wants us to go back to Godhead, and he is sending his devotees, Srila Prabhupada, and he himself has come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has given this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all these efforts he has put, but still we are happy in wherever we are. So we should think of this, and we should develop a desire to serve Krishna in whatever capacity possible, and we should make an attempt to go back to Godhead. And this, especially this Kali Yuga, we can easily go. Just like in Deepavali, there is an offer. There are offers so that you can purchase more things for less price. Similarly, Krishna is giving this holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, Patra na patra na deke. He is not saying whether somebody is qualified or not. Just giving this holy name. Whoever gets, they can take it. Don't think it is difficult. It is easy. It is made easy. So you can just take it and go back to Godhead, and all this cycle of birth and death, all problems will be solved in one shot. So this is the 5th chapter. So next class we'll be starting with the 6th chapter. 6th chapter will be done. Text number 1 to 33 will be done in the next next session. I request all the devotees to join the Bhakti Vriksha group. So be an active participant there. There we will be making you to read all the shlokas and purport on, and all the activities regarding the this Bhakti Shastri will be discussed. So I request all the devotees to actively participate even in Bhakti Vriksha also. So because the association of devotees is very rare, we should make advantage of this. So I request all of you to be an active participant and take advantage of this opportunity. So anybody has any questions, you can ask. You can raise your hand. Yes, Karunamai Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I just had a question. What does Karma Kanda mean?
Karma Kanda means you are using the Vedas, instructions of the Vedas for your enjoyment. You are not keeping Krishna at the center.
Okay.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Deepti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just one question. Just wanted to clarify. So Prabhuji, when we say that we have Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, we understand that these are the various yoga letters. We start from Karma Kanda and the purpose is the gradual purification. So I don't remember exactly where did I read this, but when we do Bhakti Yoga, that is the highest. But the person cannot understand doing Bhakti without Jnana. So it is very important for him to understand first to get that particular knowledge. So he has to go to that ladder of Jnana Yoga, isn't it? We cannot achieve Bhakti without understanding, without the proper Jnana Yoga.
If you perform Bhakti directly, you will get the Jnana. You don't need this knowledge separately.
Prabhuji, how will I know I have to do Bhakti? Sorry.
Yeah. In our parampara, if you see, there are many acharyas like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Our Prabhupada's guru is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His guru is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He was not knowing how to sign his name. He never read the Shastra and all, but he has all the knowledge. He is the guru for Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the greatest scholar.
Okay.
So Bhakti is transcendental. You don't have to develop this jnana.
Got it, Prabhuji. Yes. So it's a shortcut basically. That is why we come under the association of gurus, so that they can directly enlighten us and take us to Bhakti Yoga, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Hare.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Sarita Kapoor Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have two questions. See, Prabhuji, whenever we are doing any action, we always get one voice from inside. Is that the Lord's voice? Sometimes, no, you are you're doing an action. There's something which keeps telling you, no, this is not correct. No, but still that you think, no, I am a doer. Let me do what I like. So is that what Lord tries to guide us?
Yeah, Mataji, yes, what you're telling is right. When you are trying to do any activity, if you are peaceful, just like in the room, there is so much of noise, then we cannot hear each other. I can't hear the next person what he is speaking. But when I come to Krishna, Sattva Guna, then everything becomes calm. Then we can have a conversation. So this Jivatma and Paramatma, the soul and super soul are sitting next to each other. But only because the soul is making so much of noise, it is not able to hear the super soul. It's called Atma Sakshi. The super soul is always guiding us. Even at this moment also, it is telling you something.
Yeah, it keeps telling you always from inside.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But since I am creating so much of noise that I am not able to hear him. Definitely, Mataji. Whatever we do, whenever we go anything wrong, we get a voice from inside.
Yeah, we get a voice.
Don't do this. Parents tell that. Parents tell their children, don't do this. But the child is doing again and again. Then parents will leave it. Oh, he is like that only. I can't do anything. Okay, leave it. Then actually will also don't say anything. It will just say that this person never be connected. So he will just do Upadrishta Anumanta. He will just oversee everything.
And Prabhuji, it's okay now, like we are in the devotees, we are with the Bhakti Vriksha group, and that we discussed in the Bhakti Vriksha group also, that as long as we are there for 1 hour, 1.5 or sometimes even 2 hours, we are there together. That's the best time. But the moment we come out, we are back into the material world. It's back into the same cycle of running. And so Prabhuji, you cannot be whole day involved in it. So how can we put the barrier over there that when we are back into the material world, we are not too entangled with it all the time, remembering there are many hours where it is out of the brain. It is not there when you're doing your work or when you're doing, means for me when I'm here in the clinic. So that goes out. So how can it be always a reminder in the brain? If any way.
Yeah. Final goal should be Krishna. Just like parents are working hard. When they are working, they may not remember their child. But the ultimate goal of their working, doing all the endeavor is to keep a child safe and give a good education and make his life. If that is our motto of doing all the activity to satisfy Krishna, then everything will fit in place. Why see brahmacharis also, they will take rest, they sleep, and they will not be always chanting. They'll do so many other activities. Why do we sleep? Because I want to get up in the morning fresh, with health, full health. I want to serve Krishna. If that is the motto, then your sleeping is also Krishna conscious. That also becomes an activity of Krishna conscious. Otherwise, sleeping of any ignorant man is like tamaguna. He's wasting his time. But if a devotee sleeps, it is also an activity of Krishna consciousness. He is giving the rest to his body so that it gains more energy and it is ready for Krishna service.
Same as prasadam, as one is eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Atul Prabhuji was telling in the morning, no Prabhuji, that this materialistic world, we don't need anything more than a room, and this whole world is getting into more mechanically.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Karunamai Prabhu, Hare Krishna, you have one more question.
Hare Krishna, yes, bro, I have one more question. That's about Paramatma, who is watching everything and giving permission. So sometimes Krishna gives permission to us, sometimes does not, and sometimes we can do something and sometimes we cannot do anything.
Yes.
Something what is very easy for us looks like we cannot do sometimes.
Yes.
And something what is very difficult, we do it very easily somehow.
Yes.
But the question is, why Krishna sometimes gives permission, sometimes doesn't give permission?
Yeah, there are two reasons. One is Krishna cares for us. He knows that it's not good for you. That's why he will not sanction it. He will try to convince you, don't do this. Second thing is, you have to have the credit. If you go to market and buy something, you should have money. If I want to become the Prime Minister of India, I should have that karma. I cannot just tell Paramatma, please make me the Prime Minister. He will not make it. You should have the karma. You should earn it. If you have the karma, you can be. Otherwise, it's not possible. But sometimes, one more thing you told, Krishna makes difficult things too easy. That is possible only when you have the intention to serve Krishna. Just like a person, you take the example of a traffic police. A traffic police has the power to control the entire traffic. There are so many big vehicles are coming, so many rich people are coming, people are having so big cars. They are big billions, but he will just show one stick. You just stop it, that's all. You can't move because he is empowered. So Krishna sometimes empowers us. So whatever difficult problems or task is there, it just happens just like that. It is because Krishna wants that to happen. Because the final goal, the traffic police final goal is to keep the traffic clean. So there will not be any traffic jam or no accidents will happen. Similarly, Krishna wants something to happen. Krishna wants some soul to be taken back to Godhead. At that time, Krishna will give you power so that you can act on that.
And one more question, that if devotee by mistakes accidentally performed sin, so he was completely in Tamagun, but Krishna permitted that. What about it?
Yeah, sometimes we do activity, sometimes sin will be happening because of our past activities. Just like person who is a drunkard, he has given up everything, but sometimes it may come back, maybe because of his previous activities. But Krishna doesn't take it seriously. He will excuse. Unintentionally committed sin will not be taken into consideration only when you have a personal relationship with Krishna. In the mechanical system, it will act. You will be punished. Just like if you know the person who is punishing, then you can beg for pardon. But if you are only in the system, then you will not get the pardon. You're getting? If parents will excuse the children if they have made any small mistake unknowingly, they know that it is done unknowingly, unintentionally. But if it is a system, just like the law, then you have to go to the head of the person who is there. Then personally you have to request and you should confirm or you should prove that it was done unintentionally. Then you will be excused. Bhakti Yoga is a personal service to Krishna. So there you get excused, but not in Karma Kanda.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna. So this example you can give the Riga. Okay, so any other questions? So if there are no questions, we'll stop this session today. So next session we'll be continuing with the chapter number 6 on next Sunday. I thank all the devotees for coming for today's class and actively participating in all the activities. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai.